So we're going to record this and we will post it on YouTube. If you don't want to be seen, then you just please turn your video off. Yep. And we really thank you for coming today. We, like everyone else, has been dealing with a lot of stuff that's going on in the world and decided that we wanted to offer something back, both some skills to deal with stress and anxiety, but something to really to give. I think it's a time that we're all turning inward and reflecting on our lives and our values, which I think, at least for me, has been a really good thing, and I think for all of us. And because there's so much fear energy in the world right now, that I know I personally have been affected by it. Sometimes it feels like I'm swimming through it. Sometimes it feels like I'm drowning in it. And other times I feel disconnected from it. But it's really kind of a wave or a cycle. So we thought we'd share with you some of, well, our own personal experience with it, as well as some inner work that has helped us. And I think if you've studied with me, you know how beneficial it can be. And it's really our hope that you'll take this in for yourself. And if you're able to share it with others as well, because I think it's such a great need in the world right now.
I have collected over the last 2 weeks information I retrieved from other people and kind of brainstormed about what might be helpful. And we would also later like to open up to some of your experiences or some of your coping strategies, because we think we have a tremendous amount of resource here between all of us. And last week when we did one of these meetings, it was really amazing how much important and wise information came through each and every one here who contributed. So there is definitely place for that. I wonder if we should just start with some physical kind of just very easy release, because I think everybody just can relate to a certain amount of stress we need to maybe blow out. And Paul and I were saying, just let's start this with a very easy kind of breathing in and then exhaling with a sound. And I'm seeing and honoring people here who actually are going through great challenges at the moment. And maybe especially for you, we are holding it and we are breathing and exhaling stress and inhaling life force and life energy and support from not only the spirit realm, but also from the community. So let's all just tune in with this and just take a deep breath a few times and just exhale with any kind of sound you want to exhale. If you want to, you can unmute your mics. If not, just do it for yourself, but let's connect with this. Take a nice deep breath in. And that's the sound. And connecting again. Inhaling. Exactly. And last week we added really also a laugh. So anybody who knows about laughter yoga, let's even add that. We can just first breathe in and and the laughter yoga is really, I just repeat it's ha ha ho ho ho. Join me. And if you can laugh, fake it. Your body will love it. Right, just take it. Let your body get some good stuff. Right, yeah.
And if you cry, cry. Tears can come.
That's right. And if nothing else, laugh about me as the toothless clown. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you for participating in that, and take it into your daily routine, if you will. So
we even have Rosie with us from the hospital.
yeah, Rosie.
She's been recovering from that virus.
Yeah.
That her body is getting rid of.
Yes.
Thank you, Rosie, for being with us too.
And her husband is already home.
Yeah.
And you will be home soon.
And the kids are fine, right? Yeah. So one of the points I wanted to make was that whatever you imagine, your body responds to it as though it's truly happening. The body can't differentiate. And so that means when you worry about all these scary things, when you watch the news and hear all these horrible things and begin to imagine it, your body says, oh, that's what's happening. And it goes into action. It goes into fear. It goes into anxiety. It goes into survival. And yes, we need to be careful and be sensible. But one of the things that helps our immune system the most, one of the things that helps our minds and our hearts the most, is to get rid of our fear, to be as free as possible of it. And I think, to be honest, we each take turns being afraid and diving in and out of that sea. But we're also intentionally doing what we can to, hey, Mark, to release that fear. And, well, I think what I wanted to say is that there's two parts or aspects to fear and anxiety. There's the mental part, right? The thoughts, the scary thoughts, the repetitive thoughts, the worries. And of course, that gives your body certain signals and the body responds. And then there's a physiological response. And I think most of us try to stop the scary thinking. Most of us try to control our thoughts, stop thinking scary things or bad things. And yes, it's important we do some mind control, but often trying to stop thinking about something, we end up thinking about it more than ever. And as much as we think about it, the body responds to that too. You have the fear response, you have the survival response, the fight or flight response. And so that's something we have much more control over, not the thinking or trying to stop the thinking, but using our mind to generate the chemicals, the breathing, the heart rate, the muscle tension that induce or elicit a relaxation response. And that's one of the things we're going to share with you today, is how to work with that physiological reaction to those thoughts, because it's more effective than trying to stop them.
So I have some notes here. That's why I'm sometimes looking down, just so you know. I would like to say, when we go into this fear response, our body is acting as if it is fighting the unknown. Really let that sink in. That was for me such an aha. My body is fighting the unknown. My body is fighting what I imagine could be. So that's why we are going into the presencing, into the I am safe right now, right here. I mean, even Rosie in the hospital is surrounded by support and by measures which could help her greatly and already did in the last days. So she is improving. So she is kind of our model here. Or Martina, who just went through earthquakes in Zagreb, not one, various earthquakes. So which leads to, there is the big crisis, and then there are personal crises within this whole thing. And the more we are capable of, number one, releasing what we just started, releasing, presencing, and then also really stepping out of the imagination, which triggers our immune system into a certain response, I think the more we can be really truly safe in the now, in this moment. even though we are experiencing this moment as a very extended now, I think we are all familiar with the concept of being in the now. Sorry, we are having indeed a plane flying out there, which we haven't heard for quite a while. I would like to talk about some preventative measures you can take at the moment on a spiritual level, on an emotional and mental level, and on the physical level of self-care. And of course, as we know, they are all interconnected. So I talked about the now, and this is a very long, extended now we are experiencing. And I think the more we are capable of giving ourselves some structures within this now moment, which seems to be like, oh my God, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, how long is this now gonna take? The more we can really structure ourselves, the better it is for us to handle it. So if you start in the morning, for me, I think it's very helpful to start, which many of us do anyway, but with a prayer or a meditation or guided meditation or anything you can do before you are having input from the outside, from your cell phone, from the medias. I think it helps greatly to have your personal kind of short affirmation or whatever it might be, just a few words, such as whatever it might be, it is what it is, or with or without fear, the same thing is going to happen. And you can place sticky notes all over the place in your bathroom or wherever, so that you really ground and center yourself. Clear your energy centers, your chakras. If you sage, use sage, or use oils, or meditate, or visualize. But especially for us who are healers and empaths, we soak up so much energy from others, especially also if we reach out to people in crisis. So it's very important to do self-care, not only within your own body, but also within your home. So clear, like I also learned from Clara back then, clear every corner, really every corner in your house. And do that really on a daily level. On a physical level, as we all might know already, but gargle and rinse with salt water, not necessarily with some antibacterial stuff because you kill the good germs too, but salt water, rinse your nose, especially if you were out grocery shopping. And I am aware that many people are triggered when they are going out into the world again. And we can take all the safety measures we need to, and whatever makes us feel safe. Yes, if you want to wear gloves, wear gloves. If you don't have a mask, there are plenty of things online now, how you can make yourself a mask from very easy things. Anything which calms you down will help you to be more confident within your body and within your experience. So nothing is silly, which also leads me to, we are all experiencing, as I said, the outside crisis and our personal challenges on different levels. Like I lost this tooth, I have a toothache there, I have an inflammation in my leg, I can't go to a doctor, I was supposed to fly to Germany today for cancer checkups, blah, blah, blah. That's my personal within this big one. So how do I structure myself? And how do I keep myself really organized and on track within this chaos, which is not necessarily experienced as a chaos because many of us have to be in isolation and still. So no, it's not a real chaos which we can grasp, but yet it is a chaos. And the more we try to keep control over something which is around us and not controllable, the more fear we will elevate within our system. So again, focus on keeping the body centered, focus on being centered in your spirit. Keep your physical level, to continue with the physical level. Keep your body as alkaline as possible. stress makes acidity in your body. Acidity creates more stress. So the more alkaline you eat, the more alkaline you drink. Drink alkaline water, add some baking soda, add some lemon. That is stress reducing. Use oils such as rosemary oil. Use it on your chest. You can dilute it with a coconut oil or whatever. You can use thieves in your nose, dilute it with vitamin E oil. Claudine told me about that. And then release the breath. We will do a lion breath from yoga later also. Releasing, put on a video and exercise together with family members or children, or get out if you can. If not, then dance, learn a dance. There's so much online. Study something, learn salsa or whatever, I don't know. But do something in order to get the stress hormones out. And also, I heard from people who have children, and it's not just with children, but we greatly suffer if we are out of a certain routine and just in nothingness. Not everybody can deal with it. Introverts can, extroverts have a hard time with it. So structure, make short-term goals throughout the day. What can you achieve? And also within the non-structure we experienced, we have to be very clear in communicating when we are available to talk about that subject, and when we really need some time out, and when we need some alone time just to recharge. So especially in your household, you need to really communicate very clearly in order to avoid conflict on top of this conflict. So it was interesting. I listened to Elizabeth Lesser yesterday, who's the co-founder of the Omega Institute in New York. 40 years this woman is working daily with all the big people and all the smaller people in the healing business in the world, and observed and took trainings for 40 years. And she sat there and said, my husband and I, we go through freakouts, total freakouts. So, and it really helped me to hear it from someone like that, who is in this so deeply, that we are all human within this. Yes, we are spiritual beings having the human experience, but we are, I mean, on various different levels having our human experience. And I had to think about one of my favorite trees, which is a birch tree, which has great flexibility. When we have storms in Germany, which we have, the birch is flexible and can bend. Now, if the birch would try to withhold the storm and be unflexible and what do you call it? Rigid, yes. What would happen? So for me, that's a beautiful metaphor, and we all have our own metaphors. And I said in the beginning, have your sticky note with your sentence, or with your word, or your prayer, or your affirmation, or your guru, or whatever helps you, and add something like that to it as well. Don't forget about humor and the kisses. Yes, Valerie, thank you for the kiss. That was lovely. The love, the kisses, the affection. You know, we had this one saying we saw now, when all this is over, we truly know whom we love and who loves us and where we belong. And I think during this time, to affirm that with the people we love, or where we will still see where there is something we need to forgive with someone. Contact someone whom you haven't spoken to, if you feel so inclined, just in case. You never know. So just do it. Do the best you can and then let go with anything. We don't have control. There is something greater at work, whatever theory we assign to. I went around the block yesterday. I spoke to a police officer who was totally thinking that the Chinese doing this in order to defeat Trump, and he will defeat the Chinese and we will be a strong country here. Then, you know, you hear, no, it's all the spirit world to make us better human beings. Well, then you hear, no, it's the CIA, no, whatever. There are so many theories. Whatever it is you want to lean toward and assign to, do the best you can and then let go. If it's the Chinese or if it's some man with a beard on a cloud, I don't care. It's not us being in control. And the more we can embrace that and let go within this endless now, within this chaos, which we sometimes feel and sometimes not, the imaginable threat, the threat we cannot see. It's not something which grows on someone's arms or makes a unicorn on the forehead so that you can say, well, that person could be infected. Make the best and let go. So practice breaking the negativity. When you experience someone having a short fuse, or I received an email yesterday where I was like, oh, wow, from one of the people I love the most on the planet, and clearly that person is maxed out to here. And I was personally attacked to here, and I'm like, wow, I never experienced that. Clearly that person needs love. So if that person is angry or frustrated, pour the love on the fire of anger as much as you can and are capable of. Again, for us empaths, really look at your boundaries. Yesterday, we were practicing in the Omega talk, we were practicing the breathing and then really going into the stop. And whatever it is for you, can you see my hand? No, it was. No. So you breathe, it's kind of funny. I'm sometimes vanishing into the nowhere land here on this. So you breathe, and Teresina is cracking up, and you feel where is your stop? Where do you need to say up to here and not any further, to other people's energy, to whatever the imaginable threat is, to whatever it is? Where is your stop? Mine might be here, yours might be there, but you get the picture. So
when you're in fear, your boundaries become more permeable.
Yeah.
And it's important to do self-care, know your limits, and express them before it's too late, because when it's too late, then it's often you're affected or it comes out in anger. So it's really an essential practice right now is to have that no, to have that boundary. I don't care. I mean, a lot of people have children at home that aren't usually there because they're in daycare or school, or husbands or wives home because they're not at work. It's a very different dynamic. And being able to make, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes for yourself, to tell your family, this is my mental health time, this is my meditation time, this is my time. And it doesn't have to be a half a day, I don't think, but we all need that. And I know I don't recognize it often until I didn't do it and then realize, oh, that didn't feel right. So I'm really learning how to say no to certain stories or certain energies, and to have my own time.
Yeah, we have to be very aware of that. Emotions are contagious. Not just germs are contagious, emotions are. And
so is laughing.
And yes, exactly. And so is laughing. And there's one friend of mine in here, and she really, I told her yesterday, I really admire her. She just makes herself the most pleasant, beautiful life right now with her daughter, with her husband. They're all into this. Yes, it's family time. Yes, we are going for walks. Yes, we are cooking together. Yes, we had to close our business. We are accepting this and we are embracing what is right now. And, I think that's really awesome. And if you are someone who has this kind of resource, I also encourage you, use your gifts. There are plenty of people, friends of us, every night they play 2 songs, hunkering down in New Jersey. We all can do something, form a support group, just meet with your friends, even just once a week, do a meditation for the planet, whatever you think you can do. Paint paintings and send them to nursing homes, I don't know. whatever you can do, it will make you feel better in order to contribute in a time like this. I always ask myself, when this is over, whatever the over might be, because maybe there is no over, or an over is whatever, but what is normal? Life back to normal. What is normal anyway? I mean, for me, you know, nothing is normal here on planet Earth. I don't know if for you, but whatever normal is. Anyhow, when that is back to whatever we call normal, how did I behave within this time? Can I look back at this time of, you know, as did I personally grow? Did I reach out? Did I become a better human being within this crisis? Or was I just stuck in my fear? And yes, my inner child is absolutely up to here. I almost died of typhoid fever when I was 5. I was isolated for half a year in the hospital. Trust me, my inner child is often not very happy. And we all of us here have the tools to recognize moments like that and be compassionate with ourselves. So the love and compassion I just shared with, you know, the email I received, have it with yourself too. As I said, we are, you know, we are all in this. Or reach out to someone, make a call. Guess what? Phones still can do phone calls, you know? I mean, yeah, we can text, but we can also call. So if you experience yourself, and Paul is pointing out the time correctly, within a real huge crisis, like I was permitted to quote Martina in her earthquake experience. Now, after these afterquakes, she found out that she didn't even want to wash her hair or go in the shower. She was so afraid to do that, because she could maybe not hear the next earthquake coming on and not take care of her children, and run out into the street, which are not supposed to be running out because Zagreb is on lockdown. Just imagine that situation. Your apartment crumbles, you need to go out where you're not supposed to be. And so, yes, it's totally normal to have fear. And she read an article about it, that many people are experiencing what she is experiencing after an earthquake. So we all deal with some kind of PTSD, but in that situation even more. Or we are already within a personalized PTSD situation, such as what I just said, through the typhoid fever experience, for me, for you, for other resources you carry, which are maybe not processed or triggered through this. So Martina felt great relief knowing, hey, there are others like me who have this. And even though I'm doing whatever all the time with meditation, and I'm a therapist and whatever, yeah, I have fear. And it's okay to embrace that. And so that brings us to releasing. So I could go on and on and on, but let's go to releasing again together. And also, if anyone would like to type maybe one more suggestion, then we can put this out, and I can read it, or Paul can read it if you would like to share some things. But with a lying breath, right? So let's do one more exercise, which Claudia, who is a yoga teacher, would know much better than me. But it's the lion breath. You can also look it up online, of course. So what you do is you sit or stand. I do it everywhere. I do it in the kitchen. I don't care. I do it even outside. It looks very silly. Most people might even know it. So you center yourself. You look up. You're just unmuting you. Or
I'll go after we do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And so you look up, and then you take a breath in, and then you exhale with your tongue out as far as you can, and you spread out your hands, and you imagine that all the stress goes through your breath and your hands out of you. So to the universe, into the earth, out. The earth can still take it, the universe can still take it, just breathe it out, release it. So we look up, we inhale, and then you exhale with a kind of sound and roar. Right. Just unmute them all.
Mhm.
Okay. So, like a lion, we roar out. Like,
Yoginis know this one.
yes, yoginis, please make it. So, eyes up, inhale, and then tongue out, exhale. That's right. Good. And one more time. Inhale. That's right. And we can even just come together with the group and do this. Yeah. Great. I want to collect a few. We have you all unmuted. And if anybody wants to,
No, I muted them. They have to unmute.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Technique. So Paul muted you again. If you still want to do your roar, keep on roaring. And if anybody would like to unmute themselves and add like a suggestion or a sentence, such as an affirmation or any kind of other release, which is helpful for you, what we just addressed, if you have anything of value to add for us here.
Something you're using to release fear and anxiety.
Yes, please.
I like to shake my whole body at the same time and just shake everything off along with
That's
the
a
sound.
very good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the dog shaking off the negativity when they kind of like, "Wah."
Let it move through your whole body, like
Yeah.
all the way down to your
That's
feet.
a good point, Heidi. Thank you. Yeah.
Another person?
Anyone else?
Unmute yourself and speak up.
Hi, guys.
Jane.
I think that the topic you had, just to say to yourself, I am safe, is a very good thing to do.
Yep.
And also to keep in mind that most of us still are safe in our homes, with or without our families.
Yeah.
Most of us still have enough to eat. Most of us still have all the commodities of our regular daily life. And to be grateful for that. I think that changes a lot in the brain if you can be aware of what you actually still have and appreciate it and be grateful for it. Then the fear goes away.
Thank you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, our minds tend to awfulize, to make things worse than they are.
Yeah.
It's a really good reminder.
Day in gratitude. You can open your eyes in the morning. First thing, thank you. Yeah.
One more before we go to our practice?
Mm.
No, I'll say something.
Hey, Valerie.
For me, like because the basic needs are met, the physical, I was thinking a lot about like Irving Yalom and how he wrote about existential meaninglessness, and that the cure for that is creativity. And that's what's been happening naturally for me. Like I want to write more for my work. I want, I'm the creativity part. The other part for me is just what you mentioned earlier about the soul, like tuning back into what my soul purpose is, and that what will be. That a particular alignment just feels very soothing to me. It brings me out of fear because it just is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for adding that.
Yeah.
I think you're so right on. We are all soul beings in this experience. We all chose to be here during this experience. So, what is our role? we all have our own role in this. And yes, we might go into feeling victimized and panicky and whatever, but let's step out of that again then and really connect with what does our soul want to contribute or learn from this. Yeah.
You know, after my near-death experience,
Mm.
I really had to review my life. And one of the things I realized was that what's important to me. And I think what's important to me changed after that return home and then coming back to this planet. And so we're going to make that a theme for our next Friday when we come together. We're going to ask each of you to bring something that you can show us or read to us or say to us that's important to you. I think Bruce has the Hypno Chicken. That's something very important to him. No, honestly, you know, we'd like to see something even more participatory. And so if you have a picture or an icon or a word or phrase or something, a pet. I saw Val there before playing with the ears of her dog. I saw Ezgi's cat come in front of the camera. So each of us has something that's really important to us that you'd like to share with us. So we ask you to bring that or talk about that next week. And we'll do another practice. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we'll come up with something that's really of value to you.
And we have so many creative and resourceful people within these groups. Maybe some people form a group and whatever, write a book together, create a song together. As Valerie said, the creativity aspect of it. There are new friendships forming too. I'm realizing that. And we can build new resources for other people too. Maybe it's a how-to survival strategy book or whatever, I don't know. But let's be together in this. Yeah. Something we need.
Jen, you just wrote something. Can you unmute yourself and share that? I think it's really valuable for everybody.
Am I unmuted now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, I found for me, when I experience fear, there feels like there's a lot of resistance to it, which causes it to build. And it becomes less about what I'm afraid of and more about a fear of feeling the fear. Yeah. And so when I can really sit with it, when I have energy for that and can soften around it and welcome it in like a friend and imagine nurturing it and providing it safety and love, then it usually flows on its own and I can feel it releasing from my body.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing that. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to do just that now. We're going to do the I am safe exercise practice for you. And hopefully you really enjoy it and hopefully you feel inspired to share it with others share it with others. So you want to just let your feet be on the floor or cross-legged, whatever's comfortable for you. And you want to close your eyes and take a few of those good, deep letting go breaths. As you know, sometimes letting a good groan or sigh go on the exhale helps. That's right. And then you want to use your mind to send a couple of very specific messages to a few important parts of your body. And in one way, this keeps the mind busy so that it's not generating scary or worrisome thoughts, but it's generating helpful, relaxing thoughts. And silently and internally, you want to say to your feet and legs, feet and legs, I am safe. Right here, right now. And we say this because most fears and worries are about the past or the future. And right in this moment, that earthquake isn't happening. Any of those things you may have worried about are not happening. I'm safe. Right here, right now. And the second phrase is, I relax, I release, I let go. And as you say, I relax, release, and let go, you want to do just that. Relax feet and legs as completely as possible. Taking another deep, letting go breath. Hands and arms. I am safe. Right here. Right now. Even repeating it a few times. Hands and arms, I am safe. Right here. Right now. None of those scary things are happening right now. So hands and arms, you can relax and release and let go. And then letting go of all tension in hands and arms, shoulders. And then spine. Spine and nervous system. I am safe. Right here. Right now. So spine and nervous system. You can relax and release and let go. And you want to experience a kind of internal unwinding, unclenching, letting go. And if there's some particular part of your body where you tend to carry your fear, tension, anxiety, neck, stomach, or some other place, talk to that place as well. Lower back, belly, neck. I am safe. Right here. Right now. I relax. I release. I let go. That's right. And then you allow your consciousness to become just the right size to travel easily inside of your body. You travel into the control room of your mind, where you find a large panel with lots of knobs and levers, dials and gauges on it that monitor and operate all of the different functions in your body. And towards the center of that control panel, you will find a very special section which is labeled Emergency Warning System. This puts you on alert for potential danger. And with what's going on, most of our emergency warning systems have been triggered. There are three primary settings here: red, alert; yellow, caution; and green, calm and relaxed. So you want to take hold of that emergency warning system control, and you want to turn it down to a more appropriate level for right here, right now. Red alert is to be reserved for those rare occasions when there's immediate threat of death. And yellow, caution, is for those times where there's immediate threat of physical injury. And green, calm and relaxed, is ideal for most of the time. In green, calm and relaxed, the body is able to renew and restore and rejuvenate itself. So take hold of that control and turn it down to the lowest level of alert that's appropriate for you now. Turn it down as far into green or as close to green as you can get it. And know that you can come back to this control room at any time on your own to turn down that level of alert so it no longer sends out false alarms, so that you can sleep deeply and safely, so you feel more comfortable in your own skin. That's right. And now from the control room, you send that very same message that we began with down to your entire body like gentle waves. I am safe. Right here. Right now. I relax. I release. I let go. And feel your body winding down. It's a great way to go off to sleep. It's a great way to pause throughout the day, to reset. I am safe. Right here. Right now. And then you want to use your wonderful imagination, that imagination that over the last days that perhaps was out of control or making you afraid. Use it now to imagine yourself in some place where you feel safe, calm, and relaxed. That favorite beach, that mountain top, that garden with your fingers in the soil, that cozy room or couch, wherever it is for you, using all of your senses as vividly as possible. Imagine being there now. This changes brain chemistry, blood chemistry, respiration, muscle tension. In your safe place, I am safe. Right here. Right now. I relax. I release. I let go. Just enjoy your safe place for a while now. And holding on to those safe and calm feelings. Remembering to do this for yourself or even for others. To reset. To unwind. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the more relaxed state that you have achieved. Letting your eyes come back open now. Grounding and connecting all the way back. So holding on to that inner peace, if there's something you'd like to share about your experience, then feel free to unmute yourself and share that with us. Yeah.
Hi.
Mhm.
So that was extremely calming. I almost fell asleep.
Yeah.
So I'll keep doing that at night or go to bed. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Sweet dreams.
And thank you.
So holding on to those feelings, maybe that's just the best way to leave this. We hope to see you next Friday, where we're going to ask you to bring something that's important to you or talk about something that's important to you. You're very welcome. We're going to post this to YouTube. If you want to practice it again, just search Paul Aurand on my YouTube channel, or look at paulaurand.com, or
I don't think it's on my website. No clue how to get it there. So enough time to learn these things now, I suppose.
Thank you for joining us today. Hold on to that beautiful, more peaceful energy. And if you feel so inspired, share it with others. It's so needed in the world. Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you all
Yeah.
for being here with us at the same time on this planet. Beautiful to see all of you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Get in here. Yeah.
Thank you. Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thousand blessings.
interesting. Bye.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Thank you very